excitement. It's that piece of continued excellence that we draw here at Colorado State University. And sometimes we recognize in those individuals not just the fact that they're excellent in the moment, but that they've been excellent for a very long time. And those individuals who are often a catalyst that helps us to transform ourselves and become what we're eventually going to be, excellent ourselves. I'm really pleased to have an individual who embodies that with us today to be our commencement speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the podium Coach Tom Hilbert for his remarks to this class. Coach Hilbert has served as the head coach for the women's volleyball team here at CSU for 21 years. He's been a coach for 29 years as part of that. Really terrific success, long track record of success that you've hit here. So much so that he was inducted into the CSU Athletics Hall of Fame as the Hall of Honor recipient in 2006. Mr. Hilbert holds a Bachelor of Business Administration and a marketing degree and a Master's of Science degree in Sports Management. And Coach, we can't wait to hear what you have to tell us today.
Thank you. And thank you, Dean Menon, President Frank, the distinguished members of the Platform Party, and all of you proud families and friends that are here today. It's great that you're showing this kind of support for the graduates, but especially the magnificent 2018 class of the College of Agricultural Sciences. It's my great honor to give the commencement address to the college with the deepest roots at Colorado State University. After all, we were once named Colorado Agricultural College. As mentioned, my name's Tom Hilbert. For the last 21 years, I've been your volleyball coach, but I've also been a proud Aggie. 34 years ago, I was sitting in a metal folding chair at the University of Oklahoma listening to a commencement speaker whose name escapes me and whose speech escapes me right now. I was elated to be done, but I was apprehensive about my next move. I'd already been working as a collegiate volleyball coach at that time for a semester. On an interim basis, I was offered the position full-time. In 1984, though, an assistant volleyball coach makes almost nothing. But volleyball had become my identity. My entire social circle revolved around it. It was my passion in life. I'd interviewed for a couple of real jobs that probably paid double what I was making, but they just didn't excite me. So after some soul searching, I came to the decision that I would do this coaching gig for a couple of years. I moved back in with my dad, and while I was still young and unattached. But you know, since the day I made that decision, I've never done anything else. I'm so fortunate that a passion in my life got to be my life's work. And I tell you this not to make my story seem important, but to demonstrate my hope that once your degrees are conferred today, that you are going out to pursue something that you're passionate about. It may be equine reproduction, designing an amazing landscape. Find something you love, and you will be extraordinary at it. When the CSU volleyball job opened up, I immediately submitted my materials, and included in that was a personal mission statement. And it's something I'd suggest all of you craft at some point. You establish what's important to you besides just making money. Write about your passion and your purpose and use it as a guide to help you through life and to help you through career decisions. Mine reads like this: to work every day to help young women empower themselves through an athletic experience. An experience that'll push them to the edge of their abilities, challenge them to come out of their comfort zone, and grow as young adults. Simply put, I want to be a great manager of their experience. I want each athlete to emerge from her experience ready to take on the world and identify it as one of the best times of her life and having made the best friends of her life. When I interviewed for the job, I was asked my definition of a successful team, and my response was, if you have talented players that are willing to give more than they get, that are willing to be made uncomfortable, and are willing to judge their own performance by looking in the mirror rather than the scoreboard, then winning will take care of itself. And I think these concepts apply to all organizations and all facets of life. I would also ask, how can you make this program competitive with BYU? They were the top program at the time. I'll tell you my answer to that question later, but since that first season in 1997, I've been fortunate enough to coach some very talented athletes and witness some amazing things on that floor right beneath you. In 21 years, our record against BYU is 21-11. We've more than tripled our average attendance for a sport that when I got here was called sports other than football and basketball. Thousands of fans have packed this arena to watch us beat teams like Nebraska, Washington, Florida, Michigan, and the CU Buffs 10 times. But still, some of the most amazing things I've witnessed on this floor happen without an audience at all. It's the everyday grind, the thousands of repetitions, the sweat and strain of conditioning, and the mental toughness that comes from being pushed out of your comfort zone. Some of the most competitive moments I've witnessed come from these young women pushing each other. They know that competition creates growth, and that growth makes their team better. Plus, they know how to love and trust each other at the same time. Even though I'm supposed to be the teacher, I've learned so much from these young women I've coached over the year. For example, I've learned that chewing out a player in front of her teammates bothers her teammates way more than it bothers the player being chewed out. And complimenting a player in front of her teammates sometimes bothers the player being complimented. You see, these women don't want individual acclaim, they want to be a team. I've learned that great leaders have a perfect combination of the trust of their teammates and stake in the program. And the trust has to be developed first in order for them to be successful. I've learned the phrase, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will, and that people who have succeeded in everything throughout their young life often have more doubt than some people who have experienced failure. Most importantly, I've learned you don't grow without some sort of failure, adversity, or hardship. But of course, you know that. This concept of being pushed out of your comfort zone is nothing new. It happens every day in every college classroom. Your professors challenge you. Every test, every project. You start out as a wide-eyed freshman, and now you're ready to go out into your Moby arena of life. You may not be performing your job in front of thousands of screaming fans, but you might just be doing something a little more important, like feeding the 9 billion people in this world, or researching cures for cancer in animals, so someday those same solutions can benefit the entire human race. Your generation is embarking on science and technology that will change the world, and you will be tasked with carrying out that charge. I'm looking out today at a college that's 67% women. Now, from someone who spent 34 years in a job working with talented women, I know that both genders have unique strengths, and it's time to recognize that through civility and respect, we all have great things to contribute to this world. In 2018, you'll be entering a work culture that will view gender in the workplace in a new and better way. A culture that requires long-deserved respect for women and the unique skills they bring to any organization. I witness these unique skills every day. And for you young men who make up the 33% of this class, what an incredible opportunity it is for you to have spent the last 4 years partnering with so many intelligent, driven, and confident young women. And as confident, driven, and intelligent young men, you already have a head start to having a heightened respect for all persons and what they contribute to any organization. And I can tell you through my experience, that respect will be reciprocated. It's on all of you to go out, know your potential. Do not let anyone through bias, disrespect, or marginalize you. Go into the workplace and lean in, show your unique talents, learn from every talented person you come across, regardless of race, gender, or orientation. You know, college athletics is often referred to as the front door to a university. President Frank speaks to the athletic department once a year about this, telling us that our university's image can be tied to the values we demonstrate through sportsmanship and excellence. When you enter that front door and look around, you see that there's excellence in every academic program and in the history and traditions of the institution. To honor one tradition every year, all of the sports teams at Colorado State have what we call an orange out. It's a throwback theme where we wear the colors, pumpkin and alfalfa, of the old Colorado Agricultural College. It's okay to clap at that. We'll play a football game, a basketball game, a volleyball match. The stands look like a sea of orange too. And on each of our orange uniforms, you find that Aggie A, the same A that sits up on Hogback Mountain, that's been repainted every year since 1923. It's one of our university's oldest monikers. So for that one match a year, one game a year, we borrow that A. Well, I want to tell you, graduates of the College of Agricultural Science, we borrow that A from you. You own that A. You're the stewards of that A. You may go back home or to some big city. You may take a job as a crop scientist, ag economist, and every day is an orange out to you. Every day you represent that A on the mountain. You've got to take your degree from this storied institution and go out and make a difference in the world. I mentioned earlier that 21 years ago in my interview here, I was asked, how can you make our program as good as BYU? My response is, that's not the question that needs to be asked. Our goal should be for all the rest of the programs in the conference to ask, how can we be as excellent as Colorado State? Think of yourself in that same way. Whatever your passion, whatever your chosen path, innovate. Create a new standard. Don't let anyone tell you what your limits are. Be such a pioneer that others aspire to do what you do. And don't forget to wear that Aggie A on your chest. Thank you.